Hope you have a very nice day. And this is my 11th video for my English speaking practice. And I don't know why, but I think I'm getting a bit lazier these days, and it was a bit hard for me to turn on camera today. But anyway, I turned on it, and I believe I can finish today's video. At least I At least I turned on it. I know that I will finish it. Anyway, today was the first day of our second phase of semester's beginning, and whenever you finish your vacation and when you come back to your routine, it's a bit hard to get used to those like routinary things that you used to used to leave. So even though it was Monday, it was a bit tiring for me to wake up. Now it's like 11, almost 30 p.m. But I tried my best and I believe I survived well for the first day. Yeah. And actually, during my week of spring break, I was a bit under the weather, and I don't know why, but as I told you that I listed up too many things to do during the 1 week vacation, and actually it turned out to be nothing, and I didn't really do anything, maybe like less than 5% of what I planned. So in whenever I fail to accomplish what I planned, then the fact that I failed to reach my goal itself really discourages me. So I was a bit gloomy for the last week, and I know it might sound a bit ridiculous that you don't do anything and you are feeling disappointed to yourself that you didn't meet your goal. But anyway, I know you will understand that sometimes you wanna just delay everything and just have a very good rest. Even I don't think it was a very good rest because even though I wasn't doing something, I felt guilty about that I am not doing what I should do. So I think it's very bad worst scenario that I don't satisfy to myself, and at the same time, I don't put some more efforts to be a better me. But still, I hate myself that I'm procrastinating everything I planned, and it's going around and around. So anyway, this very bad cycle has been broken up today, finally. Whenever I came to the reality that I now really have to do that. And yeah, I think it for on the other hand, I feel like it's much more better to just face it instead of escaping it from what I have to do. So I was quite waiting for this Monday to come because whenever the deadline is just in front of you, you have some kind of a uh, buffer and some more energies than you used to have to really meet the deadline, which is the actual deadline. I mean, so I got more like motivations and more kind of regretfulness, but still I know the deadline and I know that it already has come in front of me, so I gotta go and I feel like, yeah, this is time to just get into it and let's do it. Yeah, that was my condition today, and I I want to set up some more productive life cycle. I mean, the routine for myself, and I didn't want to lose this. motivation for my second phase of my semester. So I first thing I did today was that going to the gym. Yeah, you might not believe me, but really, I for real, I get up and yeah, yeah. To be honest, I turn off 1 or 2 times of alarm, but still I get up and then I change my clothes and then go to the gym on the first day of the semester. Yeah, I want to really give some encouragement to myself that I did it well. That I go to gym and I work out some of it, maybe a half hour, and then come back. And since I had a very late evening class today, only one class today, so I had my own time during the morning and during the afternoon. So I did what I delayed for the spring semester, and I faced the thing I had to do today, and it was kind of more refreshing and more feel like I am where I should have be, and yeah, I feel like I am on the right place whenever I was doing those tasks. So yeah, it was kind of much more that satisfying day for me today, and I hope this kind of grade keeps staying for the whole semester, but I'm not sure about that, but I will look for me to keep this grade until the end of the semester. Anyway, it was my brief summary for my day, and actually, I really feel a bit tired. That's why my voice and my tension is a bit lower than usual. But yeah, what can I do? Sorry for that. But anyway, I had a very um good day today, and since um yeah, like I wanted to talk more about I some personality characteristics today for gender. Oh wow. As you can see, whenever my condition is a bit lower, then my language skill also uh, gets really lower, and I really have a very low energy to think about how can I say in this in my second language. So I'm not trying to excuse for myself, but whenever I don't have that much in a good mood, then I can feel that my English is also going bad, going worse. I don't know why, but maybe since it's not my first language, my mother tongue, it needs some more like energies or some like brains working for how to say in the right way or what to say in the right way, but still there's a bit lack of those like necessary resources in my brain right now. So that's why I feel like I'm a bit out of grammars and I have more wrong grammars and all the distorted structures and kind of things are here right now. Anyway, I will not be stopping my practice, and then yeah, I hope I can be still continue for my rest of my semester. But still, when I but I today I suddenly felt like when compared to my first video that I recorded myself, maybe you can see in my list, but I didn't really check for myself as well. But I just personally feel like it's a bit more feeling comfortable for me to speak out in English rather when compared to my 10 days ago. 10 days ago. So still, I have some more. I think I need some more time to go on for this practicing, but still, personally, there's a bit, uh, maybe I'm a bit used to, I get used to doing this one, but still, I feel like there's a bit lower barrier for me to use English in a like common situations and whenever I have to deal with some like new circumstances with local US people. Yeah, still, yeah, for example, I had to do a phone call to some hospital today and actually it was about like dentist and teeth related hospital. So I was a bit worrying because I whenever it comes to just informal communication is easier to explain what I wanted to say, or I can detour my explanations instead of using some specific words. But when it comes to a bit more like detailed situation, like in a hospital or maybe in a bank or some situation that needs professional words, like in a law firm or maybe that kind of things, then there are some jargons or the like like professional words they use it for that very word. So I was a bit worrying that I might not understand well whenever I talk into a person who is working in that hospital. But I feel like whenever I finished my communication with her on the phone, I was feeling like, oh, it was quite easy, you know, not easy peasy, but still I was able to go through those like, situations. So maybe I was overthinking again too much, and I was like over analyzing too much about all those like possibilities that I might not get used to those situations, or how should I do if I fail to understand everything, or kind of things of just overwhelmed a little bit. But anyway, I feel like I break through well about those situations, and yeah, it was okay. You know, at least I can understand English and I can speak in English. So, like, there wasn't that much of trouble to having a phone call. But one thing about phone call, I wanted to say that whenever I just talk in person, face to face, or at least in the Zoom, you can see him or her speaking and you can catch her like facial expressions or you can see her mouth like moving what she's saying. So it's much bit easier. Not much, but bit easier to catch up with what I'm saying, what the other's saying whenever I'm in a in-person situation. But when it comes to like phone calls or even like Zoom meeting without the videos turned on, then I'm feeling like I need some more energy to concentrate on what the other is saying, and I try to understand very much well about what these guys are talking about because I don't know why, but whenever I have no other like uh visual resources, but only have audios to listen to the English and try to understand what they are saying. It's a bit easier. It's not. It's a bit difficult for me to catch up those like context, and I have to be a bit more like focused on like I have to be more focused on what they're saying, not to miss what they are saying. So that's why I'm a bit afraid of talking on the phone or having a meeting without the videos, those kind of things. Yeah. But still, I think whenever time goes by, I think it will be much more easier for me to get used to those those situations as well. And yeah, I think I'm worrying too much about my near future or even like upcoming futures. And I'm trying to not to overthink about those concerns, but it's not really easy to get it, let it be, or let it go of my um this kind of complicated thinkings. But I think really most of your concerns or worries in your head really doesn't come into an actual situation as you expected or as you worried. So I think there's really no point of worrying about something that didn't really realized. But any I think it's everyone's concerns. Maybe for me, but many of people are really concerned about some kind of issues, and they cannot let it go for themselves. But I really want to also free from those kind of anxiety or some uncomfortable worries that makes me distrust myself sometimes, and sometimes distrust um, the way I'm walking right now. But still, yeah, I'm trying to get over and overcome those kind of bad habits of myself. So yeah, maybe we can talk about instead of the characteristics. Sorry for changing my own self-talk, but this is my self-talk, so I can change my agenda. So maybe I can talk more about overthinking or some concerns or worries that I have, and how I can deal with those kind of over concerns and bad habits that I have. So one of my advisor or my mentor gave me one feedback one day that I am overthinking too much about some certain issues then, and even I'm trying to get some, what can I say this, justification about worrying situation and trying to get some clear solutions from others about how to deal with those concerns. But even though others give me some solutions or say that there's nothing really about nothing that you have to concern, those kind of comforting words sometimes helps me, but we're just listening to that kind of comforting words really doesn't really help me a lot to get over those kind of concerns. So I know that this kind of my behavior makes someone very much disturbed, and sometimes they have to explain over and over again with why they are right and why I don't have to be worried about that. So they are sometimes get tired of my concerns and my worrying and trying to like relax me, but they usually fail to do that. And I know that I'm also trying my best to not to concern, like emotionally even or rationally in my brain, but I try to just then I just try to focus on what are the root causes that makes me this much disturbed or this much worrying. Then whenever I go into the root causes and some try to find out what is really the actual and core causes that makes me complicated, then what the way I do is sometimes I talk with talk with my friends or my parents about what I really concerned about, or I really prefer to write down or some on my diaries or my vlogs about and try to analyze really sentence by sentence and try to structure make it structurized for what makes my thinking disturbed. So whenever I had very much concern about my career path, and I think it was last year, and I was thinking severely and seriously about why I want to quit this job and why I want to move to the other step, the next step. That I try to write down the current problems or current my worries and concerns about current job and current position of my in my company and try to structuralize in the in regards with the company wise and also my personal respect perspective and also the position's perspective and also to write down about the structure of the companies and what the problem is in it and or when it comes to the stakeholders that I'm communicating with, what are those the difficulties whenever I dealing with those people or those companies? And can it be solved whenever I move to other position or should I move to the other company? And those kind of all the cases, all the um analysis, I can say that analysis. I try to numbering the causes or the effects that have um some that affects my decisions and that affects my emotions and all of my thoughts. So I categorized some of the causes and then try to make some more narrative explanations about each category that why they are the problems and in which what side they have effects on me and try to figure out that is it my problem or the outsiders problems and would it be helpful for me to solve with it or is it possible to solve it by myself or not? And even if not possible for me to solve that, then who is in charge of that? And is there any possibility to for them to handle with those kind of problems? So I try to figure out the possibility that I can still work in a healthy way and still working in a sustainable way in that position in that company. And actually, I couldn't find positive answer for that. So every time I analyze for each category, category, there I feel like there's already answers fixed for myself in myself that I need to just move to the other step to the other company. So I was struggling a lot because I really loved that company even my position was, although it was challenging, but I really had had my affection on it and my enthusiasm on it, and I tried. That's why I struggled a lot to figure out some solution to deal with it. But still, I tried to find out some solutions because I wanted to solve it. But as I said, it was hard to solve those problems just by myself, just this one person. But as I analyzed, it was much more structural problems, not for the company, but also those like working ecosystem itself. In that field was a bit hard for me to uh, like revol revolutionize all those like root causes. So it was hard for me to those fix all those problems, but I just concluded myself that I'd rather go to the other field or other sector and then let's look for just suitable place for me. Then I think, yeah, it was hard for me to make a conclusion in that way, and it literally took me more than a year to have this conclusion, and even it took more time for me to admit this kind of conclusion, and it was also hard to share this conclusion to my supervisor because I really respected her and I not only as a colleagues but also as a just personal relationship. I really liked her and I really respected her and she was not much more than just a supervisor. She was kind of a very good mentor and at the same time very good friends as well. So I really what wasn't really hard. I was really hard to share my conclusion to quit this job to share this to her because she was the closest colleagues. She was one of the closest colleagues of mine, and I feel like the only because I wasn't really like too much intimate to the other colleagues, but in particular, she was very like friendly, I guess, to me at least. And even though her position was much higher than mine, but she was very much friendly and tried to reflect my opinions very well. And it was much flexible to she tried to make all those like process flexible enough to receive my opinions or my feedbacks on anything, literally anything. It can be like work related processes or communication wise or any other agenda outside of the real work task like welfare or anything related to this. So it was really at some point, I really didn't want to let her down and didn't want to disappoint her. And, working with her itself was a support for me whenever I was going through all those challenges. And she was also one who was listening to my challenges and try to figure out the solution, the right solution, not only for just emotional, but the right solution for that issue. So it was very much supportive and much more like encouraging to have her as a supervisor. And it was one of no the only supervisor I met whom I can respect and whom I felt really friendly about. So anyway, yeah, how can I come talking about this too much? Anyway, I was yeah, I was talking about overthinking when now I've been talking about how I, yeah, work with this kind of my precious colleagues right now. So anyway, there's so many like feelings still in my colleagues in my previous companies. So that's why I cannot really stop talking about this issue. Maybe I can talk about this later on the other video, but yeah, it was really amazing to work with her and work in that company, and I really uh count this experience as very precious ones, and it's really hard to conclude this video. I'm totally out of my agenda. Anyway, whenever I'm overthinking, I try to write down and analyze what is the disturbance or what are the things that make me complicated and try to find out the conclusions. And whenever I come up with that conclusion, I try to share with the right person and right stakeholders that has decision making power and that has even decision making um, strategies, or at least who can understand my position. So that's how I do for overcoming with my overthinkings. So anyway, wanted to talk more about how I worked in my previous job, and I how I dealt with those all those challenges. But maybe I can deal with this as in for the next video. I'm not sure I can really remember it tomorrow, but anyway, it was a pleasure to share my thinking, and I was a bit in a low tension, but still, I hope I'm glad that I finished my video well. Okay, have a good one. Have a good one, and thank you for watching. Bye.